Renegades! Welcome back. We're here for another one brought to us by Inpatient. If you are just joining me on this journey, we are now on, I'm losing track of what number I'm on. The fifth one that they released, they released End of the World. I did that. Me and the Monster. I did that. Mason Jar. I did that. Silence. I always think of Chinchilla. Did that. So now we're on Lunatic Lullaby, which is the fifth. I'm also going to do Asylum right after this, and then I think Dr. Myers will be back when I get back on vacation, or maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I don't know. I'm gonna try and squeeze it all in before vacation. I'll lie to your faces. It has to be done before vacation. So, yeah, I'm very, very excited. This has been one hell of a journey. If you guys want to make sure to catch everything in the right order, I'll be sure to go ahead and post this at the end of the reaction, just so if you want to see them in order, you can. Yeah, man, this entire album has been an incredible experience, and I can't wait to dive into this one. Lunatic Lullaby? It's a lullaby? Or is it lunatic? I feel like they contradict themselves is what I'm saying. Regardless, there's only one way to find out. Let's go ahead and dive in. I'll pause however many damn times I feel like, and I'll try my best to interpret what I think the song means at the end, but I'm not gonna do a lyric breakdown or anything like that. I just want to take in the music and watch and see. So we will see. Thank you very much for being here, and welcome back to Abigail Reacts.
View discretion is advised. Levels of hype, chaos, and good vibes may exceed normal limits. Thank you for your cooperation, and enjoy the show.
We going straight in.
All right, guys, friendly reminder, you know how we do here. I do all of my reactions completely blind and on the first take. So let's go ahead and dive right in and see what the boys are up to. Here we go. Cool. Hear that heartbeat? Eyes, am I a baby? Whoa. Baby! And a mean guitar. And some harmonizing guitars. Sounds so dark. Okay.
I remember.
No, un momento, por favor. What? An intro that was half the song. What? That, to me, wanted to sound like a lullaby. You're a baby. You just a cute little baby in the little tubby. Which, by the way, just in general, because I immerse myself way too much in these reactions, it was a cool point of view, just kind of seeing what maybe a baby would see in the womb there. But regardless, the guitars. It wanted to sound like a lullaby, but the entire time I couldn't help but feel like this is wrong. Something's gone wrong, mood. It's dark. The guitars every now and then would harmonize and it would make me smile, but sometimes it would kind of sound creepy to me. And the way that a few notes would clash, would clash sometimes. It just sounded so uneasy. It was creepy to me. And yet I see a little baby and I love little babies. So I don't know, more contradicting feelings coming from me as a newer mommy. But I hope everything's okay. This lullaby is not very, bedtime story lullaby feeling to me. I'm unsettled. I feel unsettled. And I hope everything's okay. It looks like we're about to be born. Yay! Maybe. I don't know. But interesting intro to the song. No lyrics to interpret just yet, but I have a feeling we're about to dive in. What an intro to this song. What a way to build the tension, in my opinion. We'll go back and let's hear some more.
I remember swinging like a pendulum by my umbilical cord. The surgeon held me up proudly like a prized fish, and all I could think was put me back. Put me back. To be violently ejected from the safety of the womb into this Tartarian nightmare felt cruel. I looked up at my mother, once my home, and now the orchestrator of my exile, and I felt deserted.
Oh, but I love you,
I feel
baby.
this feeling again, with everyone that I'd ever loved.
Oh, my Lord in heaven, the layers.
I
That gave me
remember
chills.
summoning a burst of air from my diaphragm, and it ripped through the tightly strung fibers of my vocal cords, and I made a terribly repugnant sound. A giant, ugly, gloved hand hoisted my tiny, writhing body onto a sterilized surface and began hacking at my umbilical cord with a
That's what we
stainless
have to
steel
do.
scalpel.
That's what we have
Who
to
were
do,
these
honey.
barbarians that would sever me from my one avenue of nourishment? I was passed back to my mother, and she looked down at me, and she smiled. How can you smile at a time like this?
I'm happy. What do you mean?
What is this world?
Dude, all right. This baby is starting to sound like Stewie from Family Guy. He's just mad. He's just pissed. He was comfortable in the warm, safe environment of his mother's womb, and then here come these doctors taking me out, and look how happy she is. They cut my umbilical cord. That's what we gotta do, honey. But this baby, who I am very much so just picturing Stewie at this point, he's a grouchy little baby. He is not happy, okay? This is certainly not the lullaby that I expected. There were some darker vocal layers there that I wrote down, but I forgot to refer to what lines or what lyrics were said. It's not like we can't go back and check. Where was it? Around here? I went back 20 seconds. Interesting choice to, I don't want it on black screen. There you go. Hi. It was interesting to add that in general, but I needed to hear exactly what words were said and why he decided to layer it on those exact words. Maybe something important to emphasize for some reason. So I want to hear that again. But he's a grouchy little baby. He's a grouchy. The entire mood is very strange and angry and defiant. And Stewie's not happy. I want to hear what was layered. Let me hear that again.
I began hacking at my umbilical cord with a stainless steel scalp. Who were these barbarians that would sever me from my one avenue of nourishment?
See what he says.
I was passed back to my mother, and she looked down at me, and she smiled. How can you smile at a time like this? What is this world? I quickly realized that I did not belong here.
Did I not go back far enough?
The one thing
Dang it.
that brought solace, that brought peace,
I didn't
was
go
the
back far enough.
rhythmic beat emanating from my mother's heart monitor. I remember it clearly now. It beat like a metronome. Steady. Rhythmically. And all of a sudden, I could hear music. Yeah, I could hear music. And in that music, I could hear the heartbeat of the universe. Primal, connected, formless yet with form. Empty spaces filled with bursts of matter. And I was enamored. I was in awe. I was at the altar of gods. I knew I had to pursue this feeling every day, or I would surely die.
Interesting. What? Where was Webby? Where was Webby? I didn't hear my Webster. The whole thing just felt like a lullaby for a mind that won't calm down. Like the music just was creepy. The vocals of All Ren made it feel restless, just mentally just off balance. That was so strange. And I gotta say, let me hear it one more time before I say that. I forgot to tell you, if you are new to the channel, anytime we react to Ren Inpatient, we do it twice. So that was with the pauses. I need to hear it nonstop now because it definitely has to grow on me. I'm not sure if this is gonna be one I'm gonna be blasting in the car. You know what I mean? So I need to hear it again. I missed the layered vocals that emphasized some lyrics. I wanna hear those lyrics again, and I need to hear it again. And then I wanna hear your thoughts. Because I am very confused why this baby, Stewie, was so angry. Let's hear it again, shall we? I think this one is gonna have to grow on me. Let's do it again. Oh, let's do it again. Sounds like he's talking in the womb. Yeah, I'll be taking more notes this time. sounded like a laughter.
I remember
go.
swinging like a pendulum by my umbilical cord.
Can you imagine that? Can you see that imagery? Swinging by your umbilical
The
cord
surgeon
like a
held
pendulum?
me up proudly like a prized fish. And all I could think was put me back. Put me back. To be violently ejected from the safety of the womb into this Tartarian nightmare felt cruel. I looked up at my mother, once my home, and now the orchestrator of my exile, and I felt deserted. I feel this feeling again.
I'm right here. You're not
With everyone that I'd
deserted.
ever loved.
I feel it again with everyone I've
I
ever
remember summoning a
loved.
burst of air from my diaphragm, and it ripped through the tightly strung fibers of my vocal cords, and I made a terribly
The
repugnant
feeling
sound.
of
A
being
giant,
deserted.
ugly, gloved hand hoisted my tiny, writhing body onto a sterilized surface and began hacking at my umbilical cord with a stainless steel scalpel. Who were these barbarians that would sever me from my one avenue of nourishment? I was passed back to my mother, and she looked down at me, and she smiled. How can you smile at a time like this? What is this world?
Is that an
I
organ or
quickly
something in the
realized that I
background?
did not belong here. The one thing that brought solace, that brought peace, was the rhythmic beat emanating from my mother's heart monitor. I remember it clearly now. It beat like a metronome. Steady. Rhythmically. And all of a sudden, I could hear music. Yeah. I could hear music, and in that music,
he's
I
happy
could hear the
again.
heartbeat of the universe, primal, connected, formless yet with form, empty spaces filled with bursts of matter, and I was enamored, I was in awe, I was at the altar of gods. I knew I had to pursue this feeling every day, or I would surely die.
That's cool too. And then it just ends abruptly. Okay, that was so different, guys. Let me just, because the entire time I was watching that, I was trying to come up with a summary of what the song's about. So it is a story about being born and immediately feeling abandoned, overwhelmed by your environment, just general feeling of feeling out of place in the world. And it's weird because by the end, I guess the twist is that the only thing that makes this existence feel bearable is the fact that he found the music. He found the rhythm of the heart monitor, which mimicked mom's heart while he was safe in that wound. And suddenly, okay, it's that he found a lifeline. Everything is better. As if to say that music or art is the only thing that can turn chaos or the feeling of chaos into any sort of meaning. Which, if you think about it, quite deep, huh? an interesting track, but I gotta say it's not my favorite. Right off the tap, interesting nonetheless. Unique, very different. I liked it, but it's not my favorite by any means. There's no Webby. There's no Webby in this one. So while I found it interesting, it can't be one of my favorites just because this is Impatient and I got no Webby and it makes me sad. But it doesn't mean that I don't love it. It doesn't mean that I don't appreciate it. It doesn't mean I don't see the art, especially when interpreting it that way and coming up with a summary, which was very interesting. There's no Webby. I'm being dramatic, obviously, but I do stand by what I said. Interesting, especially hearing it a second time nonstop. I wonder how they came up with the concept of this one. Who knows? I did take some notes. Remember those lyrics I told you that they layered because I got the sense that they wanted to emphasize those words? Did you catch it? He was just talking about, Mom, how could you be so happy, or how could you be smiling or something? Because I feel so deserted. I feel like I've been abandoned or something like that. I forget the exact words. The words that he said right after that were layered was, I feel so deserted. And then the layered words, the emphasized words were, with everyone I've ever loved. Dark, if you ask me. So very interesting, definitely gave me some chills. The guitar, the 2.5 minute intro guitar, sick, dark, different, is the best way I would describe this one on the album. I need to know your thoughts. I need to know if you guys are feeling the same way I am, in the sense that it was interesting, but I'm not sure if I were listening to the whole album, if I would blast that in the car. I'm not sure. In that sense, I think it might have to grow on me. That was more art, right? Rather than a banger that you blast in the car. So I appreciate it for what it is. Is it a banger? You guys let me know. Let me know your thoughts. And you guys know I love Ren, but there's no Webby. You guys let me know. Thank you so very, very much for watching. I appreciate your honest comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Really, as a renegade. Come on. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this reaction, please like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Patreon link as well as the Discord link in the description below. And I will see you next time. Bye.